White, blah, 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 for Tita family. It's a really good team, man. They've won 7 consecutive state titles in Nevada. Haven't lost a game in state in 7 years. Only lost 3 past 5 years. But 15-0 after being one of the most hyped teams ever last year. Kind of their breakout season where they are considered the number 1 team, in the country by everybody pretty much every single year. So they broke out from that aspect. And, God, they switched coaches. They've lost a lot of guys. It doesn't matter. They're still one of the best teams in the country every single year. So, I got to say congratulations to, Biagio, Ollie Walsh, Tate Martell, Tajon Lindsay, all those guys. It is well-deserved win over Liberty. Liberty's not a bad team at all. That's a team that's, like I was saying, top 100. And they took care of business, so congratulations to those guys. All the state champions, we'll get into more. IMG Academy obviously doesn't have a chance to win the state title, but, hey, they played good, the whole year, and they deserve to be in that top 10, I still believe, because I know they could go toe-to-toe with any of these teams. They just don't have a chance to. Number 10, St. John Bosco. St. John Bosco, I didn't think they would lose to Corona Centennial, to be honest. I thought the boys from L.A. would get it done. They didn't quite do that. What happened to me is they gave up, obviously, way too many points. They gave up 62, but what happened to the passing of Quentin Davis? We're going to talk about that because he didn't play that great. He didn't freeze under pressure or anything. He just got out game plans. Looks like they got out coach, which I'm surprised about. I know Corona Centennial coach is great, but, they out game planned them. They took him away for the big play pretty early in the game. Not too early, not first quarter, late first, early second. So, interesting matchups that went on during the game. But number 10 team, like I said, St. John Bosco. Number 11 is team up a little further, Orange County and Mission Viejo High School. They play Helix, La Mesa, in San Diego, California. That's going to be a fun game. Like I said, we're going to talk about that. That's an interesting upset possibility. Trinity Christian Academy, 14-0 state title. Man, they possibly could end up the top team in the state of Florida. If St. Thomas Aquinas wins out, they're going to jump ahead of Trinity Christian Academy. But this is the best northern Florida team probably since Nice. There's a couple other teams that were really good. They're not in Jacksonville, really, so I feel like this is one of the best teams that they've ever put out, the Trinity Christian Academy team. So kudos to those guys up in North Florida, which is just, Miami gets all the love for the hotbed, and Jacksonville, North Florida is kind of a tie with Central Florida. Central Florida gets more love, I feel like. But Jacksonville is quietly producing some top teams. This team, Trinity Christian Academy, is probably going to be a preseason top 25 next year, which is going to help them out a lot. Bishop Moore, the team has a lot of seniors on it, but that's a good team I'll talk about later as I go down the list. But that's a good team out of Florida. So there's a lot here. There's a lot here in the state of Florida. It's going to be fun to see how Florida works out next year. I think St. Thomas Aquinas is obviously going to be the top team, but there's Hollandale is going to be really good. Tampa Catholic, I swear, is going to be great. They took a big loss. Trinity Christian Academy. But yeah, focusing on North Florida, these are the guys kind of to watch next year. Put a circle by them. Remember that they could possibly be a team that sneaks in the top 5 next year. If they win out again, that'd be 28 in a row, so it'd be interesting to see. Lake Travis is number 14. They play Mansfield. Folsom is number 15. They play Bellarmine, San Jose. Domestic Catholic, another state title team already. Roswell plays Colquitt, like we talked about before. Cedar Park plays Ridge Point, and that's going to be a game to just watch, I'll say. I don't think that they'll lose that game, but it's going to be close. Ridge Point's a better team than people think. They're not a nationally known team, but a lot of people out of Texas know about them. Big, kind of physical team. Cedar Park's more Oregon-ish, a lot of running out of the shotgun, up tempo. But it's going to be a fun matchup to watch out in Texas if you're out there. Cedar Park. Spanish Fort, state champion, 15-0. Underrated. team. Clay Chalkville is no longer top team. I never bought them as a top 5, top 10 I bought, not top 5. Kind of worried me because they don't rack up points like they should sometimes with the passing game, and that kind of bit them in the butt. But Spanish Fort was just, like I said, the better team. They're really good up front as well. Obviously, the Alabama boys are going to be good up front, but it was just a team that was sneaky. I mean, I didn't even know really if they could beat Clay Chalkville like they did. To put up 31 on Clay Chalkville's defense was impressive. And Javon Brown played good. Both the receivers played good. So, I mean, Spanish Fort, they snuck up on people. They're here now, 15-0. They'll definitely be in the top 25. For that Clay Chalkville victory was huge. I had them in the top 10. Pretty much everyone did, at least the top 15. So that'll be another fun one to watch if you're, a junkie like me, I guess, is the circle of Spanish Fort. Spanish Fort's going to be a force to be reckoned with, a team that could possibly win a national title next year, depending on who they play out of state. That's always the biggest thing to me. Bishop Moore is number 21. Westlake is number 20. Play out in Texas. Bishop Moore is 13-1. They go play Wakalua. Bishop Moore, one of the best linemen, Parker Purdue, in the country, and he's a fun kid to watch. Prospect-wise, he looks like Brock Lesnar, man. 6'4", 297 pounds. He's a monster child. So he's a player I pinpoint to watch, and their whole line's really good. They run the ball well, throw when they need to, especially on third down. So that good Florida football, like I mentioned before. Grayson already eliminated. They're number 22 though. Northwestern is number 23. They played the state title versus Lexington. I think Rock Hill would get that victory. Camarillo plays La Habra. They come out at number 24, which is surprising. But I like that Camarillo team. They're really, really solid. Don Bosco Prep with 3 losses, but a state title in Jersey at the top of their level. Best team in Jersey. The Paul Catholic's really good too. Probably have the best player, but and Kareem Walker. But Don Bosco Prep is great. I mean, 3 losses are to really, 3 of the top 100 teams in the country. The number 1 team in the country they stood with and went toe-to-toe and played a solid game. But that's my top 25. I got Maryville, Tennessee, who, man, they had a 44-game winning streak and blew it. They won state 7 titles in a row. They were looking for an ace. They lost to Ravenswood, who moved in my others receiving votes. Wayne Huber Heights, like I mentioned before, is one of those top receiving vote teams. Kakua out of Hawaii is in there as well. Center Grove, Indiana. Gilman, Maryland. Jinx, Oklahoma. Armwood, Florida is a new team moving in. Trinity still staying strong. Remember, that's the only team that beat the other side last year. If they do win a state title, Trinity might have to move back up just for strength of schedule. Webb City, this season is done, along with Coleraine out of Ohio. Gonzaga Prep, congrats on the upset. They won the state title. Gonzaga Prep is out of Washington. Xavier and Brothers out of Massachusetts moved up as well. East Side Catholic out of Washington. Loyola, Illinois, high school fall boy, apparently. Pete Wins, Patrick Stump, cool alumni. But they're moved up. They're probably the top team in the state of Illinois. And then Steele moves in there as well, Texas. I want to talk a little bit about 2 things. The Maryville 44-game in-state winning streak snapped, 7 straight title appearances. I guess shout out to Ravenswood for winning that game. It's a team that I didn't think Maryville would lose. They rarely do. Obviously, like I said, they never lose in state. But they took L, and Ravenswood, a team that kind of came out of nowhere to me. The first thing I thought about was Freeland Lions with Ravenswood. But obviously, the team's pretty good at football. Haven't seen them play yet. I want to. They got a couple good prospects at receiver and tight end. So shouts out to them, definitely. Second thing is center growth. People are kind of split on this team. What are they? Are they a top 10 team, or are they a team that's some people have them not on top 25 at all? They The season's complete. They won the state title already. I wish I could have seen that team more. That's a team I wanted to watch early on. I never had a chance to see them streamed or anything like that or on national TV. But as a team I wanted to see, I wanted to talk to some people in Indiana about because I've noticed that they've been winning a lot over the past 5 years. So in a 6A title, I think they play a big out-of-state game versus a team from Ohio next year. Could possibly be Steubenville. Not positive right now, but that's another team. You know, obviously Steubenville blew it. They had a chance to move up on the national stage as well, and they kind of didn't. National stage for good reasons this time. Yeah, I mean, so that's the top 25. That's the other receiving votes. Kind of, like I said, wanted to just pinpoint a few things. We'll bring Ryan Swartz in. We bring Ryan in. We'll have him talk about his top 25, his teams that are right on the cusp of being up there. His top 4, I guess, we'll go over for the college football state playoffs. And what do you think about the California state playoffs? How deep is the talent and everything like that? The next thing we're going to go over is the 200, or Rivals 150, excuse me. Rivals 150 dropped to it's a list that not a lot changed. I'll say that first off. Not a lot changed. They moved some people down. I think they should have. They did a pretty good job at keeping some people up there. Sometimes a lot of recruiting sites just like to move people just because. But I don't think this is the case with these guys. I think this is a legit list. This is kind of the best rating scale to me because Rivals camp is so good. Outside of maybe Elite 11 for quarterback, and the opening obviously is kind of the holy grail thing because of the measurables and all the facilities and stuff like that. But this is good. As good as it gets. The Rival 150, Mike Farrell, and those guys do a really good job at what they do. So shout out to the Rivals. But yeah, they're the 150 is really, like I said, deep. Rashawn Gary's number 1. Probably been consensus number 1 the whole season. Dexter Lawrence is number 2. Big nose tackle. Might play offensive tackle possibly. We'll see. But I think he's going to be a really big nose tackle. People are saying Dexter Lawrence might be the best player in the class just because of, you can hardly find a 6'4", 340-pound guy that runs a 5 flat. It's hard. It doesn't matter where this kid goes. Hopefully it's the team with 3-4, obviously. I'm sure it will be. But he's just the real deal. If you like Nata or any of those type of big-time 5'10" guys, he's the guy that you need to be looking for. Rashawn Gary's going to be a monster. He's one of the best I've seen in a really long time. Shea Patterson's number 3. Gregory Little and McQuay Flores moved up a lot from Torrance High School. I think I'll pinpoint Juarez out of Torrance High School or Torrance North. And talk about him because he moved up a lot. He's a guy that wasn't in a lot of people's top 50s, and now he's in the top 5 of Rivals. Jacob Eason, number 6. Ben Davis, Demetrius Robertson, who deserves to be in the top 10, definitely. Marlon Davidson, Levante Taylor, Sean Smith, Nate Craig Myers comes in at 13, Catholic receiver. Nick Bosa, St. Thomas Aquinas, Kelly, Isaac Nata, 16, 17, and 18. Dalen Hayes, big time. Love Dalen Hayes. He plays outside linebacker and defensive end. He can do a little bit of everything. So he's going to be interesting to watch. Going to Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's verbally committed to Michigan. Oh, no, it's open. I'll say that. He was committed to USC before everything happened with Coach Sarkisian. He's from Ann Arbor. Goes to Scott High School. So I'm going to go on a hunch and say he'll probably stay at home. N'Keal Harry from Chandler, Arizona is 22. DeKalen Metcalf is going to be probably the next Laquan Treadwell. I'm glad they moved him up. 6'3", 211, big time receiver. It's not as fast as Laquan Treadwell, but everything else is pretty much the same. He could possibly be bigger than him already. So think about Basically a rangier, bigger